Hello everybody, Board Game Man here. In today's episode, we're going back to the year 2004 from Patch Products. This game is pretty much 2 players on up. It's called Toss Up. It's a little tiny little box here, and you can see it has colorful dice in there, red, yellow, and green. And what you do is you're going to roll the dice, and any greens you roll, you're going to put them aside and get a point for each one you get. You can re-roll. The yellows just allow you to roll again. But if you roll a red die and you don't roll a green die within that roll, then you lose all the previous points you own. That's it. That's all there is to it. The first player to 100 points wins. So let's head on over to the gamers table where I'm going to show you how to play Toss Up. Here we are at the gaming table. Went ahead and brought out my handy dandy dice tray out here because we're definitely going to need it for this game. And here is Toss Up. As you can see, it comes with 10 dice, and you can see they all have green, yellow, and red on them. And all you do is you're trying to get to 100 points. Each one of these greens that you're able to kind of bank per se, you get 1 point for each one. But when you re-roll the dice, if you have any yellows and greens, you're good to go. If you just have yellows, you're good to go. Yellow just means you roll again. But if you roll a red and you don't have any other greens in that roll, then you lose all the points that you banked. But if you have a red and you have other greens in that roll, then you're still okay to go. You just pull out the greens and you keep rolling. So let's go ahead and do a couple rounds here. So what we do is we have all these greens here. So we've got 4. So right now I would have 6 points banked right now. Now if I decided to stop, I would take the 6 points and then they go to the next player. But, of course, we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and roll again. And there's 3 more. So now I have 9 points. Now, do I want to continue on or do I want to stop? Well, just for the sake of showing this, let's go ahead and roll on. So we roll, and it is a yellow. So I'm okay. I get to roll again. I get to roll again, and it's a yellow again. So I have to roll, and it's a green. So now I have 10 points. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all 10 of these dice back. So I've still banked 10 points. And, of course, you're going to go ahead and roll again after you have 10 because your odds of getting greens are pretty good here. Oh, there we go. So we've got, 7 more greens. So now I'm up to 17 points. Do I want to continue? Why not? We're going to continue. And there's 2 more. So I have 19 points. So let's go for it. Let's do it. Oh, it's a red. So I rolled the red. So therefore, I would have lost the 19 points that I had banked so far. And then it goes on to the next player. And that's pretty much how it works. You roll all the dice. You take out the greens. And then you decide how far you want to go. See, right there, I only had 4. So I would probably roll again because my odds of getting some more greens are pretty good. And then, of course, you would take 3 out here. You would get 7. And, of course, if you were to roll something like exactly like that, then you would lose what you banked off. If I say, you know what, I'm going to stop, then, of course, you would go ahead and take the 7 points. You get your piece of paper and your pen, and you go ahead and write down 7 points. And the first player to 100 points triggers the end of the game, which means everyone else has one last chance to try to reach and surpass your however many points you had. Either it was right at 100, or maybe you went a little over 100 and stopped. They have a chance to keep on rolling to see if they can bypass that 100 until maybe something like this happens and it stops them dead in their tracks. And that, my friends, is Toss Up. Let's head on over to the game room and I'll give you my final thoughts. My final thoughts on Toss Up. What a cool little game. So simple, so easy. It's almost like left, center, right. That game where you just, okay, left, you give 1 chip there, right? I mean, it's very, very simple. You roll the dice, you keep the greens. If you have any yellows and reds, you roll those. And if you don't have any greens along with that red, then you lose the points you get previously gathered. Now, what's cool is as soon as someone reaches 100 points, then the game really gets crazy. Because after that, everyone gets one final turn to try to beat that point that you have. So say you have like 102, then the next player obviously gets to keep on rolling, try to beat that 102 if they can. So then it goes pressure luck goes out the window and everyone's just trying to roll. So it gets pretty exciting. And even when it's not your turn, you're still kind of watching going, oh, you're still in it, which is really cool. Even though if you're not physically, it's not your turn, you don't feel like you're just kind of sitting there. I mean, you're kind of like, you know, kind of, don't get past my score, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a pretty cool little game for just being 10 simple dice. That's all it is, with 3 different colors on them. So let's give this one a thumbs up for sure. And I really hope you enjoyed the episode. I know it was a pretty quick episode, but there was nothing to this game. If you have the game and you enjoy it, like it, hate it, let me know. And if you don't, never even heard of it, or maybe thinking about getting it, obviously it's really cheap. It doesn't cost that much at all. I think I found this at a thrift store. I believe it might have been, I don't know, remember where I got this game actually, but I got it for literally a couple bucks. I mean, it was really, really cheap, and it was complete. Because I know I saw one of these before, it was empty, and the dice were out of it. But this actually was full. So I'm like, yay, I get to finally find this game and bring it into the collection. That way I can finally do a review on it. And it's definitely, like I said earlier, a thumbs up. So thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming.